The French Revolution was a great fire of rebellion, ignited by the hungry against the words, "Let them eat cake." The ideas of liberty and equality, sown by Enlightenment thinkers, had finally begun to take root in the public mind. Royal support for the American Revolution had pushed the already empty French treasury to the very brink of bankruptcy. A series of disastrous harvests in the soaring price of bread became the final straw that broke the people's patience. In the Estates General, the common people demanded an end to the injustices imposed by the nobility and the clergy. The deputy's oath in a tennis court to write a constitution was the first major blow against the king's absolute authority. On July 14, 1789, an angry mob marched on the Bastille prison, a formidable symbol of royal tyranny and oppression. The fall of this ancient fortress became the great spark that ignited the revolution's flame and spread it across France. The Declaration of the Rights of Man opened the door to a new era with its powerful creed of liberty, equality, fraternity. Thousands of Parisian market women marched to the Palace of Versailles in the rain, crying out for bread at the palace gates. This historic march forced the royal family to relocate to Paris, placing them under the watchful and controlling eye of the public. The king and his family's desperate attempt to flee the country in disguise ended with their capture in the town of Varennes. This failed escape attempt destroyed the last remnants of trust in the king, effectively sealing the monarchy's dark fate. Radical factions like the Jacobins rose to power, and the revolution soon found itself at war with other European kingdoms. After a lengthy and dramatic trial, King Louis XVI was convicted of high treason and ultimately sentenced to death by the state. The guillotine became the most terrifying and bloody symbol of revolutionary justice, claiming thousands of lives in its wake. At the head of the Committee of Public Safety, Maximilien Robespierre became the most feared face of the Reign of Terror. The saying, "the revolution devours its own children," came true, as even pioneers like Danton were sent to the guillotine. Churches were closed down, the calendar was completely changed, and radical social experiments were conducted for the new age. Robespierre's growing tyranny terrified even his own allies, and he himself was eventually executed by the guillotine. The Directory period that followed the terror was a tumultuous process marked by widespread corruption and political instability. In this environment of political chaos, a young and ambitious general who had gained fame in battle began to rise to prominence. Napoleon Bonaparte effectively ended the revolution when he seized control of the government in a swift and decisive military coup. The revolution had overthrown a king, only to replace him with an emperor who would soon change the destiny of all of Europe. But did this bloody revolution truly achieve the very ideals of liberty and equality that it had fought so hard for in the end?